And guys, we are back with the other game currently going on between Disconnectors and the Bouncy Bears, our team from Oman. And as you can see, it's a pretty even game. We just unfortunately missed what seemed to be a very epic team fight with few deaths and a lot of injured people running back to base. Let's take a quick look at the XP and see it is in favors of Bouncy Bears, even though it seems like an even game. That could have been the team fight that we just missed. And yeah, actually Alchemist always skews the net worth and hard to base much around it. Alchemist being top here. Probably just for the farm. I always like seeing Mirana. Potential for those skill shots. And they seem to be posturing quite hard on this top lane. I mean the Radiant, Bouncy Bears. And DC were thinking about something. The Lifestealer bomb with the Spirit Breaker, but they decide against it once they see all these Radiant heroes over here. They're gonna be going back. And very, very aggressive wards here. They see everything, the Bouncy Bears, and I think took notice of this. And there comes the Mirana arrow. It misses, but they're still coming in on Killjoy. There are no wards to show this, so I don't think he knows this is happening. He does get a feeling, and very good game instincts. He does kind of move forward here, and he could get punished. And there's the Fisher, and he Battle Furies just in time, but Battle Furies, he Blade Furies just in time. They seem to be pushing very hard to get this, and the Serpent wards will block their exit, so Lifestealer is just gonna be tagged as he's leaving. And I can't say this full name, but let's call him Sir DB. Sir TB is trying to make his way out, and he is gonna charge out of here. And he will make it out. Oshan smells his hair as he goes past. Kappa Pride. And well, I mean, Serpent wards were used up there, so DC will be relatively happy about that. Defensive wards, not the way you want to be using that skill, especially if you don't get a kill with it. And they're going to be pushing up the lanes here. The issue for DC here is no towers taken out and free farm for an Alchemist, and you know what that leads to. I mean, he can give Aghanim Scepter upgrades to all these heroes once he gets 6 slotted. And I don't even know if they're gonna want to wait that much. Blink Dagger on Earthshaker, huge item, very important. And this Earthshaker isn't having the worst of games. He's almost level on farm with this Lifestealer, and the Lifestealer does jump inside him for the debut of this Blink, and they will be looking for a kill here. I don't think they're gonna want to show this Blink until they do get that opportunity. And they will be looking for up top, but there is a ward here, and they do know the Blink is there now, and that's unfortunate. But they should have known this area was warded by how aggressive they were being in their jungle earlier. So DC tried to well, they know the ward is there. They can't counter ward it because they don't have a range here, and Killjoy's running in because he wants the Omni Slash. He thinks better of it. And back to farming for the Lifestealer, who's already falling quite behind. Mirana's doing okay at keeping up with the farm. Not bad. She's almost, I mean, just 1,000 under the Juggernaut. That's okay, but I mean, this Alchemist is getting fatter and fatter, and you'd expect as much. The Echo Slam is completely whiffed because the Blink is cancelled by the Acid Spray, and there comes the Ravage. Oh, that Echo. Sad story. And they're gonna lose this tower too, and they're gonna back off. Merc knows what his mistake was there. I mean, one of the things that Alchemist is famously annoying for, and that's that Acid Spray disabling.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, it does disable it, right? Yeah. And now they're coming to push down the tier in mid. And with that echo, I wonder how they're gonna defend this. I mean, that echo is so important. You can't use that echo unless you're 100% sure you're landing a money one. Because it really is his initiation tool. The team's initiation tool is that echo. Fisher into the arrow into the echo. They were thinking about making a move on Roche, Bouncy Bears, but they decided against it. And an arcane rune pops up that Alchemist picks up. He would have preferred a bounty, but he's probably gonna go up there to get that too. And a scan is used on Roche. See that the team is not there, and then they just notice that they're bottom. And there's the bounty that is picked up by Alchemist. He used the arcane before using his chemical rage, so the cooldown will be very short on that. And they're forced back. I mean, they're just delaying time until that echo is back up. Still half a minute left. And Bouncy Bears know this, so they are gonna push a little bit on the tier 2 mid. DC just stay this long enough. They might be initiated on here. Tide does have the blink and his Ravage is almost up. DC must be aware of this, and they might be a little scared. Another game where we stitch here. And they are pushing up, and it was actually the Alchemist Radiance burn that disabled the blink there. Apologies. The first time to stop the echo. And now they're pushing on the mid tower, and they're gonna move in on this, and there's the Echo Slam and the Lifestealer Bomb, but it is countered by the Lich. They're still gonna get a few kills here. The Serpent Ward does come down, and so does Omni Slash. Killjoy probably is not gonna get this kill online, and he has to pull back. Lifestealer just makes it out with the armlet toggle. Pretty decent fight for DC. They get a 2-for-1, and one of them was that fat Alchemist, and Spirit Breaker goes in, almost teasing. Pretty good fight for DC. Ravage was expended, so they'll be extremely happy with that. An Echo Slam for a Ravage, but 2 kills for one, and one of those kills was a man with 16,000 net worth. More than double your top net worth, which is this Mirana. Spirit Breaker thinks of charging, then decides against it. Mask of Madness Spirit Breaker. Haven't seen that in a while. So only one tier 2 standing for the Dire. All tier 1s still standing for the Radiant. I think the next thing on the agenda for DC, if they're gonna make a comeback in this game, is they need to start taking towers. 15,000 net worth lead, but I mean around 10,000 of that is sitting on this Alchemist. It's bad, but when you have all that net worth invested in one hero, I mean, you just saw it in that fight. He goes down in the beginning, and suddenly it's not a great fight for you guys. And Nubius here on the Shadow Shaman waiting. He's not waiting for the Lich to take that. Leaving the double damage and waiting for either the Jug or the Alk to come pick it up, I'm guessing. Be strange. And the last hit is taken by Sir DB, who is gonna make it out of here if he wants to. Oh, he gets caught by the Hex, and then he's bound into place by the Shackles. Can he charge out of here? I think he still has time. He's not charging. Was his charge on? His charge was still on down. And Alchemist bullying his way here. Getting two with, and he's moving in for the kill. He does get stunned by the Aftershock, and Lifestealer might punish him for this. Waiting for the Fisher. The Fisher's up now, and the Fisher comes in to interrupt it. It does separate the Alchemist from the rest of the team. But here comes the arrow. The arrow is gonna miss. But I think Alchemist could go down here, and that's another case of all the net worth going down. Well then. Alchemist questionable. I mean, I know he knows he's that rich, but he could still be locked down. There is no BKB in his hands. And some spectators enjoying this match with us on Dota TV. So, where do we stand now? Still relatively similar. The graphs aren't taking much of a dip, but Lifestealer has made a comeback back into this game and got his Echo Saber with his armlet, and he's not too far off. Although the Juggernaut has extended his lead over Rana, and he'll be happy. The Battle Fury will just accelerate his farm. This is a farm game right now in terms of BB, which is why I'm surprised they're even taking this many fights. They don't have to. They've got a Manta-style Radiance Alchemist that can just rat Dota all day and farm up 5 Aghanim Scepters and pass them to his teammates. They're in no rush here. The late game is Bouncy Bears if they take it there. So they should not be pushing for engagements right now. The onus is on DC to try and make something happen.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And let's see if they can do that. I would be expecting a smoke. Some sort of, well, their DB is moving in, and they are moving in on this Lich. They're gonna get this kill on AZ. And this isn't scaring them off, and there comes the Ravage. It's huge. It is a 5-man Ravage. Earthshaker does go down. Mirana does use her Cloak of Shadows. Light Shadow. And Radiance Burn is doing enough damage on her where she has to run, and she just leaps and throws her. I think she was trying to do the reverse leap into the Javelin.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, not the best, but it is not an easy skill. And that's the last tier 2 for DC. And some spectators call them premature GGs. I can tell you it is not game over yet. Especially not with an arrow landing and the Ravage being expended. Earthbreaker goes in with the Lifestealer bomb, and Lifestealer pops out, but the Serpent Wards are doing too much damage, and so is the Omni Slash. Oh, and there comes in the Lion Aghanim Scepter. Oh my goodness, with the pause. I think, okay, that Lion Aghanim Scepter was so powerful, it disconnected 2 of his teammates. That's how strong that Aghanim Scepter was. That funny Aghanim Scepter animation when no one expects it. I didn't even know he was building it. Then he comes out with the full funk and drops the Aghanim Scepter bomb on 4 heroes. I mean, I still don't think they can take this fight, but there comes in the Javelin. And oh, an Echo Slam is huge! Do they have any follow-up? Not enough follow-up here, and Bouncy Bears still look to be taking this. This could be a 5-man wipe. No one can take on Killjoy right now. They are gonna get these racks at least. At least they can move to the mid racks right after this. At least force out a buyback. They choose not to with the wards, Omni Slash, and Ravage expanded. They choose to just pull back and show some restraint. But right now, it is looking very, very tough for Disconnect.
I'll take that as tribute.
And now it's time for Roshan. And you would expect without Echo Slam that DC cannot take on this fight. And they're just gonna have to give it up. But I mean, where do you go from there? After you give this up, how do you even defend high ground? You have that one money initiation like we saw where you drop the Echo Slam. But once you even clear, you take down the carry, whether it's Juggernaut or whether it's Alchemist. What do you do when he's back? And it will be Juggernaut here. Where do they go from here, guys? I mean, right now, for a game that's not that in favor, even XP wise, it's alright. It's 10k, but it could be a lot more considering that. Going up to 25k net worth. That's the power of an alchemist. And a Battle Fury Juggernaut, which is nothing to scoff at either. Battle Fury Deso on this Juggernaut blows people up. He does more damage than his alchemist right now. 21k net worth alchemist.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So this is gonna be tough. I don't know how they're gonna defend it, not with an arrow like that. And he gets pinged by Lifestealer. I think Lifestealer thinks this area is warded. See where we here. Another arrow comes in. The arrow whiffs again. And paranoid about the wards are DC. And their initiation has to be perfect here, but it's not! The initiation comes in from BB! And Earthshaker blows up. So, oh my god, so does Lion, and this looks to be GG. That is a team wipe right in your base, right at your racks. That's a double. Yeah, and that's a GG. It had to be. I mean, really well played by the Tidehunter, who sacrificed his life to take that game. The power of Alchemist, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us today for our Dota 2 Ramadan tournament. We will be back after Iftar around 10. Our matches will resume with the losers bracket, and we shall have also a game from the winners bracket at least. So we will see you then. Another word from our sponsors before we take that long break. Thank you guys.